Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Dubai Season 2 Reunion Part 1. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. So when the reunion first opened up, the ladies joined Andy on stage, and you could already feel the tension between Ayan and Lisa. Now, I have to say this. Lisa normally gets it right from head to toe, but I do not like that bald head, small head, finger wave thing she got going on. I just don't like that short look on Lisa. I don't like it. It hardens her face and it makes her look mean. I don't know, child. It just wasn't given what's supposed to be gave for me. And baby, Lisa made sure that she stood out with that dress because it was the only one in a different shade of red. I said, now what is happening here? Now, part one really just gave ex-friends who are now friends with Stanberry. That's what it should have been called. Ex-friends who are now friends with Stanberry, because that's all it was given. Oh, child, and I forgot Sarah was even there. It's one every reunion, honey. Just be sitting in a corner, just happy to get a check. I wish I could take Sarah's place, do absolutely nothing, and just sit and smile. Or in Cynthia's case, sit and smize. Child, I wish it was me. Also, a side note. Now, this is neither here nor there. This is just a side note. But I could see the spray tan all over Talene's hands. And I do not know why I noticed that, but she kept talking with her hands and opening them up, and they were orange. I was like, what is happening here? Anywho, let's jump into the mess. Andy speaks to all the ladies. He wants to set an intention for Ayan and Lisa to leave in a better place than they have come. Child, Ayan was whispering to Stanberry, saying Lisa said she would do anything to sit next to Andy. So I'm not sure about these intentions that have been set, but it ain't gonna happen, Captain. Okay? Point blank and a period. Now, Andy noticed that Stanberry had a new face. Hey, girl. Okay, a new facelift. Now, she did look refreshed. She did. She looks good. She looks good. Ayan said that she misses Lisa's kids, and we find out that their husbands are no longer close. They jump right into Ayan and Stanberry being friends now. So a viewer asked a question, and it is, why did Ayan decide to be friends with Stanberry? Ayan basically said they were stuck on a plane together for 16 hours, and they just wanted to try. Then someone asked what they like about each other, and what do they have in common? So Ayan said, Stanberry is very funny. She's a straight shooter. Stanberry said the way that they grew up, ironically, is very similar. But baby, she made sure to throw shade in there. Talking about I grew up privileged, and not the subtle shade, child. They ain't picking up what you putting down. But I am, and you ain't fooling me. So apparently after the reunion, Stanberry had a drink with Ayan, and they didn't tell anyone. And as she was telling this story, if you watched from season 1 and you watched season 1's reunion, I was just like, wow, really? After all of the horrible things that she said about your best friend, Ayan, you've been sneaky, and I like you. But I am not sitting with nobody that said my friend was a high price hooker. I'm not going to sit with you. We can't break bread. We can't drink drinks. There is nothing that we can say to each other. Now, I know we have to work together and we can be cordial, but I'm not about to go right after something like that drops and then sit and have a drink with you. But the people are going to be confused as to why Lisa is upset at Ayan. Moving forward. Caroline said she didn't tell anyone because she wanted to talk to her about them without outside noise, aka she didn't want Lisa sticking her nose in where it doesn't belong. So then Lisa said, I didn't know anything about them having a drink, but Ayan used to tell me all the time that Stanberry used to call and I would just be fine with it. So they asked Talene who she thinks is more bothered by their new friendship, Lisa or Brooks. She said Lisa, but Brooks is enjoying it. Now, Talene, this you're on point with. I agree. Brooks was eating it right the hell up. She hated that they were so close, which is the reason why this little new friendship between Lisa and Brooks is giving convenience and it's giving alliance. Okay, that's what it's giving me. It's not giving a genuine friendship. The two of you are using each other, and I don't see y'all lasting outside of season 3. Brooks was happy as hell at that finale, and she ain't fooling me. Now, Brooks did say that she doesn't care about their friendship. She was like, I don't even care about it. She claims that it was just a kiki. But once she realized that Lisa was actually hurt, she tried to bring the two of them back together. I'm not buying it. Lisa said, I had no issues with them being friends. Girl gone. You did. You did, though. You had an issue with them being friends. We just got to be honest at some point. You did care. So then Lisa throws out that Ayan was talking behind Stanberry's back. Yes, girl, of course she was. She came to you and told you little things about Stanberry to make it seem like y'all were okay, to make sure that you were okay with her talking to Caroline. She can't seem too eager because she knows that it's going to set you off. She knows you, which makes me feel like it was a little bit too much pressure being put on her on your side. Because if she has to come and say little things about her and then go over there and say little things, then yeah, it's too much. She really was playing both sides if we really want to be real. And you better make sure that she wasn't talking about you to Stanberry. See, I don't trust people like that. You need to pick a side. I know it seems childish or whatever, but if you're my best friend, then your friend who is not my friend, I don't want to be in the mix. And she shouldn't be in the mix over here. I don't like that. Now, Ayan tried to explain it away, and Lisa claimed that Ayan felt like she was uncomfortable around Stanberry. So Ayan said, I did not say uncomfortable. So then Lisa pulled out these text messages. Now, I'm going to just tell y'all this. All I got from it is Mad Day is here. And Lisa, the woman never said she felt uncomfortable. She said Stanberry is making her seem less than. That's what I got from the text. It didn't prove any point whatsoever. You know what? These housewives shows will ruin a friendship. I cannot believe how quickly they expose each other. It's very weird. I could never be in this type of setting. It is so weird. And I'm sorry, but the receipts didn't land for me. Ayan said that she's using it against her. And Lisa says, oh, victim? Are we playing victim? Professional victim? And I was just wondering, when did Lisa get this accent? Because when she kept saying professional victim, I was like, what? Girl, what is happening? Because, I mean, is this Milan from College Hill? Honey, I don't know. Maybe it's because she's been in Dubai for so long, child, but it was just confusing me. I'm like, not professional victim. So anywho, she was trying to get under Ayan's skin because you know dang on well Sarah called that girl a victim, knowing how it affected her, and you went right behind her and said it as well. So then we move on to Ayan. They ask her about her son. He's modeling all over the world. Then Andy asked Ayan how old she thinks she is. She said, I think I'm over 50 because these bones are cracking. Okay, so I don't know. Stanberry then says, oh yeah, now you're the 50-year-old influencer. Child, y'all ain't gonna let that go. Okay, somebody's an influencer and it don't matter how old you are, honey. Because really and truly, if you can influence, we don't give a damn. Just influence. Baby, you better check over there on that TikTok. Baby, that TikTok got 80, 85, 95-year-olds influencing. Child, please, you better get your shmoney. Andy asked Lisa, how old does Ayan look? Baby, Lisa looked at her. She said, her age, she looks it. Oh, wee. My God, today. Lisa, what does that even mean? Y'all know what's so funny though? Andy always gets me because he cannot figure out what he has to say after that. Like after a housewife reads another housewife and he can't figure out what to say, he always says, okay. When Andy hit him with that okay, I said that damn Andrew. Baby, he did not know what to say. Lisa said, her age, she looks it. Girl, that's them finger waves got you acting up. Here go Talene talking about she looks 38. Talene, now be so very for real. Here goes Sarah talking about her early 20s. That's what it's giving me. Sarah, we know you're trying to keep a job, honey. That ain't gonna work. Okay, please sit back and be quiet. Stanberry is 48. And Andy is like, that's a little bit young to get all the stuff done. She said that she was getting fillers and she needed to fix it because it was all starting to melt or something like that, y'all. I don't know. The face was melting. So she had to fix it back together. The other lady says she looks good. Lisa says she look all right. Of course, Sarah was all for it, honey, because you know she has an entirely different head than the one that she used to have. And I mean, Sarah, you look good. Okay? You work my nervous system, but you look good. So if y'all want to buy new heads, buy a new head. Nene bought a new head as well. Baby, if I had the money, I'm getting me a new head too. And you get a head, and you get a head, honey. So they bring up Brooks shading Ayan with the whole Tony Malt situation. Brooks said that she loves Tony Malt and she was the first person to support Ayan. Girl, it may have been shade, but you were discrediting her having anything to do with that hard work that came about for her brand. Let's just Take some accountability, please. And I guess our reunion, Brooks is going to blame it on Shade. Okay, got it. So then Andy asked Ayan about FGM, and she said that it still hurts her. People pull her to the side. They bully her. They ask her son questions. So when Lisa yelled out victim, she knew that it would be something that was going to really hurt her, because that's like the worst thing that you can say to her. So Lisa claims that it wasn't about the FGM. It was about her playing victim in the demise of their friendship. Now, I'm not sure why she said that, but she knew full and well that victim is a trigger word for Ayan. Let's not play. Let's not play crazy. Now, we can do a lot of things, but we just have to keep it real. You knew that as a friend or an ex-friend of hers. You knew that. But Ayan, we're going to have to keep it real over here on this side as well. You do like to play victim. You did the same thing when y'all were in Bali after you played that damn voice note that you were not supposed to pass on. You started crying, throwing a tantrum. So sometimes you do play victim. So now, baby, they all going back and forth and back. Talene jumps in. Girl, nobody's talking to you. Fall back. Because then when Lisa checks you, you're going to be looking crazy. So please just sit back. Moving forward. She then says to Lisa, now this is Talene, because they're all going back and forth, okay? Talene says to Lisa, are you going to cry? She said, no, are you? So then Ayan looks to Talene and she's like, yeah, crying is a side effect of Ozempic. Lisa said, yeah, and you the one that put me on. Baby, this is all a mess, okay? She claims Ayan was taking the O. She claimed that she was taking the O. The O was taken. I don't know who did it first or what, but it was taken. And Andy is me. He's like, are we fighting over Ozempic? I know. I was like, okay, really? Is this what y'all doing? Brooks and Lisa are having side conversations. Ayan is asking for water. She thirsty. Yeah, you were thirsty for that friendship you got with Stanberry, so please get her a drink, okay? So then they get into Caroline versus Caroline. Stanberry versus Brooks and Talene's vagine. Andy said Brooks was more offended than Talene was. Like, girl, how you gonna be more mad than the person who was offended? Caroline said, I'm not the one that even repeated it to everyone else. It was Brooks. So then Sarah said, girl, you the one that told us all. Okay. And all of us here out in TV land, let's not forget that. It was the very first episode, Stanberry. Girl, how quickly we forget. So then Brooks said apparently that Caroline said if that's an indication of how Talene is, then she does not belong on the show. And if you notice, Stanberry didn't deny saying that. And it's so ironic because she has these little snippets throughout the season of her being drunk, falling in the bushes like Countess Luann over there in New York and getting in bed with Talene's husband. That ain't Sergio. So are you not fit to be on this show? Oh, okay. And I see Talene didn't check her either. Well, I see what's going on. I see it, but they act like we don't see it, but I definitely do. So then Brooke said, yeah, I could have called Caroline, but I was just angry. Talene tries to interject and Lisa says, Andy, I know it's her first reunion, but you're going to have to tell her how this works. Lisa, please. This is only your second reunion. Girl, pipe down. I mean, she could fall back, but I didn't like that. It gave, I'm superior, I'm sitting next to Andy, and I'm in charge of the girls. I don't like that. I don't like that type of behavior. I don't care who it comes from. I don't care what franchise it is. I didn't like the way Nene used to act when she would get to reunions. It's like they get in that first seat and get to losing their rabbit minds. Like, girl, this is y'all's second reunion and we better pray for a third because the people wasn't watching, child. I was watching, but the people wasn't watching. So then Talene said something while Brooks was speaking. Brooks is like, shut the F up. Then Brooks said that Talene was crying hysterically and they show us this never before seen footage. They show the clip and it never gave hysteria. Never. Okay. Now, Brooks did put some stank on it, but there was no hysteria. I was like, when is she hysterical? I don't even know if she really was crying. It looked like it was for the cameras. One of those, I can't believe she would even do something like that to me. Talene, please. And scene. Moving forward. Talene said Brooks should have said something when Caroline first said it. Talene, listen, girl, you're a flip-flopper, point blank and the period. I have yet to see you address Caroline for saying you're too lowbrow to be a part of this cast, but yet you have all this vitriol for Brooks. Yes, the two of you used to be friends, but the girl was trying to take up for you. No matter what the ulterior motive was, she still had your back. So the bottom line is, and therefore and thus and such, you are a flip-flopper. So Brooks is trying to get a cosign from Sarah. Talene wants her to stand alone. She's like, don't keep looking to Sarah. Stand on your own. Don't look to Sarah. Then Sarah pipes up and says, okay, this is the thing. The comment was rude. Brooks dragged it for too long. And that's just what it is. Here goes Talene talking about, but who kept bringing it up? Talene, you talk so damn much. You can't even hear what's being said. Sarah just said that Brooks dragged it for too long. Are you present? That means that you're listening to hurry up and respond. Calm down and listen. So then Andy asked Brooks if he felt like Talene was disloyal. Brooks said, of course, I felt betrayed. Child, I know I would have. I go to bat for you and then you shoot me the middle finger. Child, anyway, we can go ahead and move on. Andy basically skated around asking why Brooks drank so much. Brooks said that she needs to gauge how much it is that she's consuming, but she didn't like that the ladies were basically calling her an alcoholic. Even production stepped in and told Brooks that she needs to slow down on the drinking. Girl, if you can't handle your liquor, you shouldn't be drinking. One drink is enough. And I have this to say. If you need an intervention of any sort, production, a carrier pigeon, the ladies on the cast, you might want to cut the alcohol altogether. Don't drink nothing. Drink a cranberry on the rocks. You don't need alcohol. You don't need it. Moving forward. So then Talene turns around. She apologizes for saying that Brooks was an alcoholic. Somebody calls Sarah out for being hypocritical because she doesn't hold Brooks accountable. She's like, I'm not Brooks' mom. I'm not responsible for what she does. Well, this season you were acting like you were. Then we move on to Mike saying that he pays for Caroline's entire life. Brooks recounts what was said. Lisa said, yeah, he said the same thing like 2 years ago. Now, Ayan tried to clean it up because she's the one who initially heard it. She tried to clean it up, talking about, no, he said he wasn't happy with Sergio, and Caroline and Sergio were always arguing, and he's tired of paying for the food and the maid and all of that. Now, at this moment, okay, I'm just going to tell y'all straight up. This franchise is a big game of telephone. That's what this franchise is. Basically, Caroline and Sergio overstayed their welcome, and Michael was tired of paying for them to live while they were there in his house. Now, that's what I initially gathered, but the way that they were reporting it on the show was like he pays for everything and Caroline and Sergio are just sitting up getting paid for. That's what it was given. Caroline says, I have several businesses. They are just not seen on the show, and I come from money. Plus, that ex cut me a check. Okay, of course I got money. Girl, anyway, moving forward. Caroline said while Brooks is talking, she's a single woman with men's. Okay, a whole bunch of men's. Here she go, trying to make them sound like whores. See, that's what I don't like. Y'all got to stop doing it. Please stop doing it. I see you, and I see what it is. Brooks told her, don't say men. You know my ex. Do not do that. That would piss me off. Then they show Talene showing out per usual, saying on Watch What Happens Live that Brooks sleeps with wealthy men. And then she turned right around and apologized over on the Twitter. Talene says, yeah, I'm sorry, but you do get gifts and they do buy you stuff. Brooks said, if they're my man, why wouldn't they? Then we see Brooks. She's saying that she has a sugar daddy. Let me tell you something. I don't care if she got a sugar daddy, a Splendor daddy. I don't give a damn. It is her business. I wouldn't tell you heifers nothing. Okay, when I say nothing, this cast right here, I definitely wouldn't tell y'all nothing. When I say nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. Brooks claims that she called the man that was on the phone Shrek because he was ugly, but she never slept with him. Okay, like I said, Splendor daddy. Ain't got to give him no sugar. He just giving up the goods, okay? Lisa starts piping up. She's like, it's not right for y'all to say that she sleeps with men for money. Well, baby, what she say that for? Sarah said, not so fast, Lisa. Okay, you said it too. Now, I believe that she did say that. And I'm sure Brooks has said things about Lisa. All y'all talk behind each other's backs. Nobody's hands are clean. Lisa talking about, when did I say that? Ma'am, it doesn't matter when you said it. You said it. Because if you didn't say it, you would have come straight out of your face and said, I never said that. You want to know when you said it. Girl, you said it. So then Andy asked if she said it. And Lisa said, I've heard things, but I would never bring it to the show. Andy, she said it. Now on to Talene joining the show. We see her time on the show. Andy reads some viewer comments and he asked if Talene expected the warm reception that she's getting. Well, she ain't getting no warm reception from me, honey. I know that question didn't come from me. She said she came in being herself and she's grateful for the response. Well, child, don't listen to these reviews, okay? I am not a fan. I mean, that could change next season because I don't hold grudges against the housewives. If you act like you got some sense on your season, I'ma treat you like you got some sense. If you act a fool during your season, I'm going to review it as though you're acting a fool on said season. So that is okay. Now, next season, if you come back and act like you found your mind, then we're going to be good. But as for now, it's a no for me, big dog. Moving forward. Andy asked Brooks how she prepared Talene for the show. Brooks said, I didn't prepare her because I don't even watch Housewives. Talene said, the lie detector test determined that was a lie. She said, girl, you told me to watch Beverly Hills. Talene, calm down. It's like she was so ready to have a rebuttal for every... Girl, calm down. Why are you so hype? Relax. Talene was like, she wanted me to hate everybody except you, Sarah, because she loved you. I mean, she still does. And as Talene was talking, I can believe it. Really, I'm not getting anything from this reunion. I just got to keep it real with y'all. I'm not getting anything. Dubai has to work on the reunion portion of the show because I'm bored and I'm sick of seeing Talene pipe up, Caroline propped up, and Sarah looking sleep. It's just not giving anything. I had to watch this several times in order to grasp what was really going on because it just gave nothing. So then Andy asked about Brooks calling after the Queen's dinner and why Talene decided to fact check with Stanberry. She said because it was like a pattern. Brooks will call me and tell me they don't like you, Talene. She doesn't like you. Brooks said, well, Talene did ask me to tell her if somebody didn't like her, if they were talking about her. Talene was like, I didn't say that. Girl, I believe that you did. Okay? I believe that you did. A viewer wanted to know if Brooks wanted Talene to blindly follow her or what. She's like, no, I just wanted some loyalty. Then on to the begging comment. Talene was pissed that Brooks said she begged 105 times to be on this show. Andy was like, it's not a crime to want to be on this show. It is okay. Now, do I think she begged? No. Do I think she asked more than once? Yes. You wanted this job and you knew someone on the inside to get you said job. Girl, it happens every day in the real world. People get jobs every day, B, because of their friends. It is okay. You just want to claim that you got put on by yourself. You did not. Brooks assisted you. That's just point blank in the period. Now, Talene tried to say something, but Andy quickly shut it down. He said, okay, so you all work together. The two of you work together to get you on here. I know that's right, honey. Let's move on. So then he asked why she jumped ship over there to Caroline. Talene said, well, I didn't know that there were teams. I didn't know there were sides. I filmed the least with Stanberry. Talene, if you come back next season, baby, the Bravo fans pick teams. Okay? I damn near lost my whole viewership over there messing with Potomac. Baby, they pick sides. So you better find one and you better ride for the right team. Now, I don't pick no sides. I don't give a damn. But everybody ain't me. So, girl, you better pick a side, honey. So then he asked why she jumped ship over there, child. Then they asked about Brooks with that dang on sage that she had when she came to Stanberry's home. Brooks said, I was just being shady. I told y'all. Zero accountability, talking about some shady. So then they get to the fight between Rafi and Brooks. Stanberry said Brooks was poking Talene all night, and she's surprised that it took Rafi so long to step in. It wasn't about him, though. It was between the ladies. So what should he have stepped in for? I'm confused at that. Caroline claims because Rafi and Brooks knew each other before Talene, he had every right. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't give a damn if they grew up in the same house. He has no right to yell at her the way that he did. Absolutely no right. Now, she shouldn't have went behind Talene. She should have let Talene do her thing and gone on about her business. But that still does not negate the fact that he was in this woman's face talking crazy. Talene said he walked away. He did not. He squared up and said he don't care nothing about these cameras. And he got loud. So please, miss me with that. Talene then said Lisa inserted herself for a moment. Actually, she didn't. She was there in defense of Brooks because, like she said, it was 2 against 1 and your husband was yelling at her. So then Andy asks, well, because y'all are so close, doesn't that take some of the steam off of it? No, it does not, Andrew. That's even more of a reason that he should have respected her. Andy, you need to be very for real. Don't piss me off, Andrew. Do not piss me off. Y'all better pay attention. Let me put y'all up on what's going down. They do not mind disrespecting us. And if you don't think it's that deep, you better go watch this reunion at the end one more time. If that were Stanberry, who was getting yelled at by any one of these ladies' husbands, this segment would be completely different. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Honey, shout out to Michael Jackson. They do not care how we are treated, but the people ain't ready for that conversation. Y'all ain't ready to talk about that. Because y'all, then here y'all come with the, well, you're trying to make it about, baby, they are trying to make this man seem like because he knew Brooks from back in the day, he had a right to yell in her face. They did that same thing over there on Atlanta with Kenya when that dude came down to Miami acting a fool. Pay attention, okay? And Brooks was like, well, I've never had an argument with him like that before. Celine said, you're a pathological liar. You were arguing with Rafi. It seemed like to me, Rafi liked to argue with women. But maybe that's just me. And that was the end of the episode. Child, y'all comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought about part 1. I thought it was a snooze fest. And I really feel like we already heard this before. I don't know if it's because it played out on Twitter. I don't know what's going on. But baby, it could have been an email. Anywho, I will catch y'all next time. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.